Hey guys, it's Megan. Several years ago, well, more than 10 years ago, when I was a teenager, I got myself, I was inspired I wanted to be a writer. Now, I look over stuff from when I was a kid, and I look over stuff that I used to write, and I can tell you one thing's for sure. I don't know that I have the talent to be a Nicholas Sparks or Dean Koontz, a John Saul, any of those, Stephen King. I never was that type of writer. However, I did write poetry, and I tend to write ones about dreams and about lightness and darkness, about nature, about your heart, about angels, about feelings, about what's going through your head, and how you feel about somebody, your heart. I went through a span when I was a teenager, and I wrote a lot of love poems. Depending on who it was dedicated to or who I wrote it about was how I felt at the time. I'm the type of person that feels emotions very strongly. When I really care about somebody, I think I throw my whole heart into it, and I love, and when I love intensely. Sometimes I've thought I loved somebody when I really didn't, but it felt good at the time, and I thought that was the thing. I've since learned growing up that, not everybody's in your life forever. You have some people that come into your life for just a season or two, and some that come and stay forever, and some that just barely show up. So, let's see how to put this the right way. I thought when I got out of high school that I wanted to take the poems that I wrote about love and a few of the other ones about dreams and goals, and I wanted to compile them, put them in a book, and put it out to get published. I don't understand all the steps that go along with it, and I called some publishing houses here in town and ones that were within my state in the general area, and I just never got anywhere. I would look them up, I would research them a little bit, but I never could get anywhere. Well, like I said, I never got anywhere. Well, when I was in middle school and high school, I believe it was, I submitted some poetry to the National Library of Poetry, and I thought it was the coolest thing because my poetry wound up in some anthologies. I was in one called The Long and Winding Road, and I wrote a poem called Dreamcatcher. And they got my information incorrect, but I was, under my maiden name, and it was just a, little section, part, but nonetheless, it wasn't mine. Well, my parents bought a copy, and both sets, I believe, bought a copy. I think my grandmother had one, but I'm not sure. Sorry if you're hearing the noise in the background. I have TV's on in the other room. My grandmother, Karen Ferrari, she passed away after 9/11. It had nothing to do with the terror and tragedy on America and everything, but she did pass away. She supported me. She helped me to figure out what my potential was. She helped me to see that I could be greater as long as I put my heart and my soul into it. And she was always my voice of reasoning. I could call her on the phone and we could talk, and I would tell her what's going on. When I moved back to the States, she's the one that supported the whole, poetry and getting stuff published, and I miss her. I really do. She was such a wonderful lady. This was my late Grandma Karen. I loved her. I miss her. I never got to go to her funeral. She was such a wonderful lady. She let you know how it was, and she didn't sugarcoat anything. I don't know if I can put this back the way it was. I don't remember how it was. Okay, I can't get that back in there right. So, since she's passed on, my writing's kind of been on the back burner. I've thought of things, and I can think of ideas, I just can't, I can start it, I can't get it all together. So, I know she would support me getting my thoughts out, whether it be writing it or talking it out. And the back of this picture that she gave me, it said, "Megan, I love you more than words can tell. Grandma, August 20th, 1997." I don't talk about her much. I think about her often. But it's been so many years. I miss her dearly. I wish I could call her any day and just tell her about my life. You know, she could have helped me through some things over the years, but she was in a lot of pain. You know, physical pain before she died. She and I had this relationship where we were pretty close. I felt like I was the closest with her. And then what happened? I graduated high school, and we could talk about stuff because she always had my back. Whenever I came, my dad being military, whenever I came home to visit, I would visit with her. I'd show up at her house, and she never really always knew when we were coming, because sometimes we would get into town and we'd call her the next day, say, "Hey, can we come over?" And she was always happy to see us. She always made the effort. She was always willing. And she even was the type of person that when it needed it, she stepped up when it came to us. And when she passed away, after she died, she always sent all her grandkids, you know, a little bit of money for Christmas. You know, different holidays she would send us little bits. I know over the years our family has, you know, since gotten larger, and she would have loved every new addition member of the family. As long as they treated us well and they were respectful, she would love them. So she was the type that she protected us, she watched out for us, and she just was awesome. I really miss her, and I wish I could talk to her now, because I've had so many things that have happened in my life over the years that just a 10-minute conversation with her would have meant the world. But she supported when I was writing, she supported anything that I did that would better myself, that was positive. She supported it. And if I got myself in trouble, she would tell me, you know, what was up. My hair's just standing up everywhere tonight. It was really hot yesterday, and then it's been raining all day today, and I don't know, my hair just doesn't like it. The humidity's been bad. So, no, I miss her dearly, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her, and I know my mother misses her even more. She was very spunky, she was very straightforward, and I don't know how else to say it, she was just awesome, and I miss her. My dad's mother I've talked to, we don't talk every day or every week, or sometimes a couple months go by before I call her, but I think, you know, grandparent-wise, she might be the one that I'm the closest to now. And it's not, I don't want to put this the right way, it's not that I don't love my other grandparents that are alive, I just don't talk to them as often, you know. And I never met my Grandma Karen's husband, Bernard Ferrari. I never met him, so I don't know him. So all through my life, I had several sets of grandparents, but I didn't know them as well. And my stepfather's grandmother turned 80 recently, and his stepfather, I'm not quite sure what his age is, but I've never met them. I don't know any of his family. I've talked to some over the years on the phone, but I don't know them. So it would be nice to meet some of them sometime. I almost did once when I was in Milwaukee, but his brother was out of town. So anyways, back to the subject of my grandmother helped inspire my writing career, and I wish I could have kept doing it because it was something that made me happy. And I think I've transformed that into sitting here and talking to you guys. So if I go on and on about things, it's sometimes I have trouble being able to sit and write things out or sit and type things out. I've had injuries over the years to my hands sometimes, and I used to be really good at typing and stuff, and sometimes now I get swelling in my hands, and I have neuropathy from my diabetes, so sometimes just getting what I want to say out is easier if I can speak it. So I've turned my writing platform into my speaking platform, so that's how I start with these videos. And I know if she was alive today that she would support me, and she would watch some of them. I would hope she would. So, Grandma Karen, if you're up there and you're watching me, I'm going to be okay. Things are better in my life now. Everything's not perfect, but I'm not where I used to be. And I'm realizing that today, you know. I'm realizing that I've come a long ways in my personal life, in my spiritual life, and I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to close this one for now. I'll be back in a little while to do another video. I'm sorry my videos aren't as frequent as they were before, and you might get a couple, then I might get a day to 2 days where there's none. I'll hope to get back on a better schedule. It's just lately I've been busy and I've had some stuff going on, and I just I start doing one thing one day and I get distracted, and then I think about something, and then I've been catching up on stuff and watching the Big Brother feed, and it's just a lot of stuff to do, and you know, I'm getting ready for my trip and making plans, and yeah, so sorry. Hopefully I'll get back to a regular schedule soon. So I'm going to close this one for now, and I'll be back later. Bye.